Here we go. Okay, guys, welcome. This is our weekly team call. My name is Angie Green, for those of you who don't know me. Oh, I see we still have people jumping on, so that's great. Come on whenever you're ready, or if you're watching the recording later, then welcome. So tonight, as always, I try to keep these short and sweet, but this is a really good topic because it's something that I'm sure many of you have experienced when, we initially hit our warm market and then we feel like we're at a stopping point. We don't know where to go next or what to do next. And there are some really simple skills that we need in the business in order to grow and continue to move forward and continue to help more people. Now, if you haven't mastered these simple steps, then you're going to have a harder time helping people. A lot of this stuff is probably pretty basic, but it's important for us to hear the same information over and over. And here's why, because I'm going to give you one of these points and you're like, I've heard that before, yet I have continued not to do that. So I'm going to hear it again, and then maybe it's going to start to sink in that it is important enough for me to really start implementing that skill in order to help more people. So your short-term goal is to really, when working with potential customers, and I don't care what you call them, prospects, future clients, future team members, whatever it is, at the end of the day, yeah, this is a business of sales. So we use those sales terms sometimes, like prospects. And I know so many people come in, they're like, I don't want to sell, or I'm not good at sales. I mean, that's something you have to get past, because at the end of the day, you are selling something. You're selling yourself mainly, and your ability to be a good coach to help other people. So your short-term goal is to really walk arm in arm with your potential customer or your prospect as they arrive at the best possible solution for themselves. As long as you're not pressuring or pushing someone to do something they aren't ready or don't want to do, then you're really not selling. They're selling it to themselves. You're just helping them make the best decisions and put all the information out on the table in order to make the best possible decision for them, not for you, right? And then obviously your long-term goal is to become a part of that person's network, their circle, their life, and that's how you can truly have an impact. So if you have these skills already, fantastic. And if you don't, it's time to start filling in the gaps a little bit on what areas you can improve upon in order to help more people. So just let this information sink in. Do a little assessment in your head as I'm going over these skills, and ask yourself, is this something that I'm doing? Is this something that I need to do? Is this something that I'm afraid to do? Because if you answer yes to that third question, that's probably the reason why you aren't doing it. Then you need to really work on that fear and coming outside your comfort zone, which is a whole nother topic, right? But hopefully you're tackling personal development for that. Okay, number one, so the first skill that you really need to master in order to help more people, you have to get good at researching prospects. And again, if you don't like the word prospect, then I don't care. Come up with your own word. Future clients, future team members. Chances are the people that you are meeting on social media, oh, I'm going to mute you guys really quick. Hold on a second. Because now we have more people jumping on. So welcome. Okay, we're talking about the first essential skill that you need in order to help more people. The first one is researching prospects. So if you're researching these prospects on social media, chances are they already know plenty about you. Hopefully they know about your business through what they can see on your social media page. And hopefully they probably also know about our competition, the other products and companies that are out there that offer, I mean, let's face it, nobody offers what we do, but they offer similar things that they say give similar results. So in order to really add value, you need to know even more about them and their life and their potential challenges even before you start talking to them. So that's why it requires you to do a little bit of research up front. When we talk about building your list, I don't want you just to add friend, add friend, add friend. I want you to look for quality people in someone you would want to work with, connect with, maybe even be friends with, help, and that takes research. That means maybe looking through their page a little bit. First of all, how did you find them? Hopefully it's through some similarity that you share. Find out if they appear to have any challenges in your life their life that Beachbody might be a solution for? Is it somebody that you would want to work with? And really set your mind that you're going to find the right people and you're going to attract the right people to your business. As you continue to research prospects, I want you to think about your target market. Who do you want to attract? I have to give a huge shout out to Sarah Pollard, who's like killing it this week. She's helped 4 people get started on a challenge pack this week alone. And we had a conversation earlier. And she was talking about this new person that she's getting help getting started. And she's like, Angie, she's just like me. She's just like me. And that goes to prove that she's really just attracting her target market. She's mainly doing that through Instagram stories, but you have to do whatever is the best fit for you, whether it's on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Okay, and then the last part of researching prospects is once you find those people and you determine it's someone that you want to work with, you have to show public interest in them. So once they accept your friend request, you have to go to their page, you have to like some of their posts, maybe comment on some of their posts, ask a question through the comment. You need to show that public interest so they see you active on their page, showing that genuine interest in them. Of course, all of this needs to lead with a genuine heart, never with the sale up front in mind. Okay, so that's the first skill you need to master. The second one is planning meetings, and I'm willing to bet this is something that many of us can develop as a skill, because every contact with a person should end in some type of communication from you. So if you're having an ongoing conversation through Messenger, you're controlling the conversation and you're controlling that next step. Whether it's you're ending that conversation with a question, waiting for them to give them a reason to respond to you. Maybe you are ending that conversation asking them, hey, do you want to jump on a quick Facebook video call? I'd love to hear more about ABC, or I really think we'd worked well together. Do you want to chat? It needs to end in some type of constant communication, so you're going back and forth. It's an agreement to do something that's going to continue to move that process forward. That is something you have to plan carefully to make happen, and that requires you really just taking ownership of your business. Because if you're just giving information or leaving it at a close-ended conversation, that conversation is probably going to die out. You have to keep the conversation going constantly and always direct to the next step. Just be enthusiastic in your communication, in your language. When you start talking about Beachbody, be enthusiastic in what you have to share with them, and that will make all the difference in continuing that conversation. Number 3 is creating a rapport. I think a lot of us are getting really good at that because we're in the business of helping people, which means you are here because you actually like people, right? If you're like, I can't stand talking to people, or people drive me crazy, then you're not in the right business, or you wouldn't be listening to this call. You truly have a passion for helping people, and in order to do that, you have to build a rapport with people, because you've heard it so many times. We do business with people who we know, like, and trust. And that's not just coming from their end, it's also coming from yours. So the first decision every buyer is going to make is, do I want to do business with this person? And I'm sorry, but in our business, we have to be selfish enough to ask that same question about them. Do I want to do business with this person? If you're having an ongoing conversation, you start creating a rapport, and you guys just aren't clicking or jiving, and you think it's going to be really, really challenging for you to help this person, you don't have to do that. You want to invest time in people who you are connecting with, and people who you truly want to help, and who you feel want to be helped, because that's going to keep your energy and passion alive for this business too. I typically don't like working with someone who sucks the life out of me. Those negative Nellies who seem not motivated and who just take my energy all the time. I need to protect my positive attitude. So sometimes that means I need to be very selective on who I'm working with. So to create that all-important instant connection as you develop that rapport, you've got to be curious, and you've got to be yourself, very personal, and really care about the people that you're trying to help. You know how to do this. It goes back to finding quality prospects, private messaging, asking questions, showing interest, and keeping that conversation going to lead to an invite to fill a potential void in their life. Number 4 is asking questions. So as you do start building that rapport and your private message, you want to ask the right questions to help them see if Beachbody would be a good fit in their life. If you don't ask the right questions, you're not going to really know what they need, and therefore you'll never be able to help. So in terms of asking questions, if you were to think about and make a list of everything that Beachbody has to offer us as challengers or coaches, you could probably, honestly, you could probably come up with at least 50. It's not just about fitness and weight loss. It's the community. It's about learning more about yourself. It's improved my communication, my relationships, my ability to be a leader. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on and on. Better sleep, physical, all the mental, emotional benefits that coaching and Beachbody has provided for you. Those are the kind of questions that you want to start asking to see, do they have a need somewhere too that I think Beachbody would be a solution for? And when you ask those right questions, then you need to listen actively to their answers. And listening actively is more important than asking the right questions. Because when customers or potential future coaches are talking, it's not enough to just keep your mouth closed and think about what you're going to say next. You really have to keep your mind open to discover ways to truly be of service to those people. And so you're just having a back and forth conversation with a buddy, with a friend who you truly want to help. And that's what you have to keep in mind. And you have to really develop that genuine skill of listening and being able to offer assistance or service once the conversation comes to that point. Number 5, the next skill that you need to really get good at developing to helping more people is presenting solutions. And so this could even be before an invite. And I'll give you a perfect example in a second. But presenting solutions means creating and describing a specific solution to previously agreed upon needs, right? So if they've already told you that they have a need in their life, you're just mentioning a specific solution. You're not saying that you offer it. You're not asking them to buy it. You're just giving them almost like you're giving them free advice. But that free advice is absolutely 100% tied into Beachbody. So this is the exact opposite of a sales pitch. A sales pitch is like a one-size-fits-all way to say, here's what I have, here's what you can buy, right? You have to remember that 90% of selling is conviction and really 10% is persuasion. You're simply helping them make the best decision for themselves, and you are letting them know a very vague solution that will hopefully intrigue them enough to ask more questions or to say, you're absolutely right. And that's what a situation that happened to me today. So as you know, we've been going through IVF for a long time, and so I'm a very large part of the IVF community, and I'm involved in several support groups. And I had a woman post in one of my groups today that, she has been trying to get pregnant for years and years and years, and so she's getting ready to go through another IVF cycle, but she has to lose 30 pounds. Now, there's a huge message thread because she said, I heard keto was good. Should I try keto? And I mean, this group has thousands of people. It has a lot of coaches in it. So I just simply waited and I watched all the comments. People are talking about the keto diet. I lost 8 pounds doing keto. No, keto makes you sick. Is it keto? I think it's called keto, right? And then coaches spewing in there, I lost 8 pounds of 21-day fix. Here's my website, everything you can imagine. So I'm just watching. And so I simply commented and I said, she was saying, I can't stay motivated. I don't know what to eat. And I don't know what to do for workouts. I can't be consistent with my workouts. And so I simply said, I'm a fitness professional, and from my experience in helping many people like yourself, you just need 3 things. You need a workout plan that's going to tell you what to do every day. You need portion control because you've already said you cannot follow a meal plan because you don't have the discipline to stick to it. So you need to focus on portion control. You can still eat some of the foods that you want to eat, but teach yourself moderation. And thirdly, you need someone to help you stay consistent because you say you can't do it alone and you keep falling off track. That's all I said. And she didn't comment on any other comment but mine. And she said, oh my gosh, you're right. Do you know how I can do that? Yeah, sure. And then of course I said, yeah, sure, I'll message you. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I'm talking about presenting solutions. Okay, I've got 2 more. So number 6, the next skill that you have to get really good at once you present the solution is asking for the commitment. And so that's the stage that I am in now with this person who I met in this group, because all of the above is that we've talked about is completely pointless if the activity doesn't eventually result in a commitment from the person you're talking to. If you don't ask for the business at some point, it's probably not going to happen. And then you're going to get frustrated and you're like, oh, I spend all this time like trying to talk to people and nobody wants to be a coach and nobody wants to be in my challenge group. So you just have to learn how to ask. So now I'm at this point in this conversation that I've had with this woman today, and I said, and this is usually how I word it, if I'm glad that the information that I gave you really spoke to you today, and I know that you seem like you are interested in committing to something that you really think can help you. I think that we have that. If you have something that's working for you, great, even though I know she doesn't. If not, I can talk to you about a solution that we can work on together. And she said, yep, send me, here's the information. I sent it to her, and then I said, again, I think this is something that will really help you get to your end goal, and hopefully that end goal will be allowing your body to get pregnant. I'm there for you every step of the way. Let's commit to doing this together. Here's my website, here's the link. When do you think you can get this started by? And we'll see what happens with that. Of course, then I'm going to go into a follow-up. Then I'm going to give her time-sensitive information, because we know once we get to that point, people are scared to make the commitment and we might not hear back from them. And then we have to follow up and follow up and follow up 3 to 4 times. And you better believe that every time I follow up, I'm going to remind her how important she said it was for her to lose these 30 pounds before her next IVF cycle, which starts in the spring. So I'm going to hold that carrot in front of her face, because if she wants it bad enough, she needs to make the commitment to get started. So I'm just going to keep asking for that commitment until it happens. And when you get objections, I don't have time, I don't have money, or even if someone says no, you have to remember that really, it doesn't mean no. That's a request for more information. They don't have enough information yet to make a decision, or they're simply not ready. And so it's your job to help them get to the point where they are ready to commit. If they're just not flat out interested, that's one thing. But if they already expressed interest, then it's your job to get them to that commitment when they are ready. Okay, and then the last one I have goes along with building a rapport. There's a difference between building a rapport and a relationship. Building rapport starts to lead you into a relationship that you'll have hopefully long-term with this person, especially once they become your challenger. Then they're going to become a part of your community and your team as a coach, and hopefully they're going to become a lifer, your business partner, your fitness partner, someone you're going to continue this journey with as long as you both possibly can do. And that just requires more constant personal conversation back and forth, because not only are they going to continue to do business with you, they're going to refer people to you. Once they know that you genuinely are interested and have helped them, they're going to refer other people to you. And sometimes I feel like, and I am so guilty of this, once we get them started in a challenge pack and we get them in our challenge group, we're like, they're good. They have everything they need. We're getting them started. And what do? We move on to the next challenge group and we look for more people. And although it's important to be consistent with that process of always finding new people, we can never forget about our current customer database. And so sometimes I have to go back into my customer database and I think to myself, like, why am I running these challenge group ads to try and find new people when I have hundreds of people who are already really in it, I need to be focusing on truly taking care of those people versus constantly looking for new ones. Because if you've got a group of people who are already using the products and loving the products, these people are going to be part of more of your permanent community than the people you haven't met yet. And so you really have to take care of your current customers. Otherwise, our competitors will, right? They'll look for the next big thing, or somebody's can convince them the grass is greener somewhere else, or who knows. So in order to build a long-term successful enterprise for yourself, at the very least, if you don't get a commitment, if you utilize all of these skills to help more people and you don't close on a sale, I want you to continue to open the relationship. Unless you think, again, this is a dead-end conversation and I don't want to work with this person and, you know, we're just not meshing, I want you to keep that relationship aspect open, because I can give you so many instances where if I would have written somebody off because they said they weren't interested, but yet I continued to have conversation with them. I continued to see their struggle on their social media, and it has led to life-changing opportunities. You know, I'm so glad that I kept that relationship open. And so I encourage you to do that too. And that's where tracking becomes important with your list and, of course, with the people that you're talking to. So any questions? Let me check the chat box really quick, and I'll unmute you guys. Okay. Ooh, that's 23 minutes. So close. Under 20. Do you guys have any questions? All right. Awesome. I'll post this recording up on the team page as soon as it loads. And then if you want to like tag any of your coaches or anybody that you think needs to see it, or share the YouTube video, you can do that. All right.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.